Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Today is day one of 21 days towards moving towards inner peace. And I'm going to start with the first post. And Julie, I tagged you on this. I'm also going to load these onto YouTube, so no last names will be used. But basically, I'm going to read the highlights of what I put down. Fear of never healing, can't sleep, wired but exhausted, nervous system in overdrive, digestive system, will to live like this, gum disease. So I highly recommend, if anybody is open to this idea, I took a psychosomatics. There's a great book, and you can see how much I've used it, called The Healing Questions Guide. And in it, it's pretty much anything you can think of. So I'm going to read gum disease, and these are just questions, and just see if they land. So if you have gum problems, just think about this. What value is there in believing I do not deserve joy? What would be a healthier and more realistic outlook? What will it take to convince me that I have a right to pursue happiness? What will it take for me to follow through with my decisions? Who do I need to forgive for dashing my confidence? What value is there in pretending I am so helpless? What would be healthier and more realistic possibility? Okay, so I always have to edit these, because what value is there in pretending I am so helpless? If we feel helpless, we learned that as a child. And instead of like, what value is there in pretending that I feel so helpless? We talk about the term self-sabotage. I don't care for at all. It's actually self-protection, because that's truly what's happening. When we're self-sabotaging, we're actually trying to self-protect. There's in EFT we talk about secondary gain. There is a reason why we do a behavior that's not serving us, or we don't do a behavior that would serve us better. There's a reason for that, and it's always about trying to protect ourselves. So I would say the first movement towards inner peace is to eliminate the term self-sabotage from your vocabulary. And when you catch yourself saying it, go, oh, that's self-protection, because that's in fact what we're trying to do. So if those questions, I can't recommend this book enough, The Healing Questions Guide. You can, like I said, mine is so used. And I just, it doesn't mean everything in there applies to you or any, but you just see if it fits. So what I really see in this whole post is the fear of never healing. And of course, the nervous system would be in overdrive when we live in fear. And if you think about this, every time you have a symptom, so when your digestion's not working, so psychosomatics, what are you trying to digest that you can't digest, that's undigestible to you? What in your life is undigestible to you? And the whole fear of never healing. And then when you can't sleep, when you've got insomnia, I get insomnia. And what I've learned to do now is sort of surrender to the insomnia, and I listen to something inspirational. I go out on the couch, and my cat curls up with me, and I listen to something inspirational, and I always fall back to sleep. So as I stopped resisting the insomnia, so a couple things, because there's a lot here, and I know you were posting this for separate things, but I want to do as much of this on day one to find, and why I say moving towards inner peace, because that's another term that's put out there, finding inner peace, get your inner peace, be in the now, be in the moment. Well, good luck. Good luck being in the moment when your nervous system's in overdrive and when you've got a lot of things going on. Hello, Lily. I love your name. It's good luck trying to find inner peace. That's why, to me, it's moving towards inner peace. And a movement towards inner peace is often feeling a little less stress. You might still be 99% stressed, but you're 1% less stressed. That's a movement towards inner peace, because you're moving away. We have to sort of move out of what we're stuck in first, and that's a progression. And with tapping, it has a cumulative effect. So as you notice, wow, I just feel less stressed about that particular thing. Even if it's 1%, that is literally letting you know that you're changing your physiology. You're changing your physiology. So you want to milk that and anchor that in and go, wow, I feel even a hair less stressed, or I'm not quite so activated in this situation, or I'm starting to learn how to surrender to my insomnia. I'm starting to accept the fact, even just 1%, that I have some insomnia. I'm starting to notice my digestive issues and send some kindness to them. Because what happens is when we have physical issues, and I have been through a year and a half of working on my health and getting it back in order. And I just had a test redone, and there's a lot of things that are a lot better and some things that I need to pay attention to. And what I've learned on this year and a half journey, is to keep learning to send myself some acceptance. And because I catch myself in rejection of the body, like, what's happening? And it's like, no, we want to use that as the barometer, on the roadmap on what to tap on. And that's a movement towards inner peace, is judging ourselves less, maybe accepting ourselves a little bit more. So let's tap. Lily, glad you're here live. Karate chop. Even though I have this fear, I am never going to heal. And I have all this evidence to prove it's true. I choose to acknowledge I feel this way now. Even though I have this fear, I'm never going to heal. And every time I can't sleep, my mind ruminates on not healing. Even though I have this fear, I'm never going to heal. Inner peace? Please. I choose to honor my skepticism now. Go to the eyebrow. I am so afraid I'll never heal. It's one symptom after the other. And every time I catch myself with a symptom, I kind of re-traumatize myself about not being able to heal. But what if I could start to see this differently? What if I could begin to shift how I see this? By noticing the symptoms and tapping through how I feel about the symptoms. Becoming more mindful to my symptoms. What am I saying to myself about my symptoms? How am I judging myself every time I notice a symptom? Makes sense, my nervous system's in overdrive. And I bet my nervous system's been this way since I was a kid. So what if this is an opportunity for me to make a dent here? To practice mindfulness about my symptoms. What do I say to myself about them? How do I judge myself for them? What kind of evidence are the symptoms mounting? And what if my symptoms can be the pathway to healing? So I set the intention here and now that every time I catch myself with a symptom, I'm going to practice mindfulness. Notice what I'm saying to myself about them. And remind myself, I can't stop my thoughts about this, but I can't interrupt them. And what if with tapping and mindfulness, as I notice the symptoms, I start to feel less stressed about them because I'm giving them attention and shifting the narrative I'm telling myself about them. And what if over time, I feel less stressed? And then I start to notice I'm feeling a little peaceful. And take a breath. So that's the key to me, and Julie, thank you for this post. On any symptom you have, when you call mindfulness in and just notice it. Just notice it. You can just go, like, whatever a symptom is. Mental noting is a meditation technique, if you haven't heard of it, where you just name it. You just use a word like stressing, judging, despairing. You just speak. Here comes my cat Grace, who always likes to be here. To speak what's coming. That's an interruption. You can't stop your thoughts, but you can interrupt them. So you can now use the symptoms for you instead of against you. And when you see them and go, oh, judging, despairing, you just name it. And then you can tap through, whatever symptoms of gum disease that you have, when you're wired and, I'm exhausted, but I'm wired. And if you also, Julie, if you need the help of someone, a healthcare person that is incredible, let me know. Send me a message and I'll send you their information. Incredible. And when you notice digestive issues, just like, what am I, digesting, not digesting, stressing. And then what is it in life that I'm trying to digest that I can't digest? What have I never been able to digest about my life? What am I trying to survive in my life? And if you use that Healing Questions Guide, it's really insightful. And to me, the combination of tapping and then getting some assistance and from like functional medicine or a health practitioner that takes the whole body, mind, and spirit into account is huge. It's huge. I can't tell you how much it's helped me. So anyone that has something like that, let me know and I'll send you some information. So thank you. This was day 1, moving towards inner peace. So just the whole premise of this 21 days is to move towards inner peace. And often meaning towards inner peace is eliminating some stress, even just 1 or 5%. Wow, I'm less stressed, so I'm actually moving towards inner peace. We put this inner peace thing out there that seems so unattainable to us. And it's just another way to beat the crap out of ourselves. And anything we can do to judge ourselves less and accept ourselves more, I'm all for that. So, Lily, there's Grace. Thanks for being here live. There's my permanent appendage, my little greaser. And we'll see you tomorrow. Coming to you from Durango, Colorado tomorrow. And that's my backyard, if you can see that. All right, take care. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.